Let's get it, baby. Let us get it. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Late Night Show with your host, Dr. Kojo. That is my name, and we are streaming here, and we're talking about a couple of tips for those of y'all who are raw dogging ADHD. This live stream, I say this multiple times, but this live stream will be a bit of a shorter one, as my schedule is getting up there. Is getting up there. We're quite busy. We're literally on the road in the middle of tour, so I have to be more mindful of my time. So this will probably be like a 30-minute live stream. If we go over, it's fine. It's fine. But I'm gonna try and keep it tight. Leilani, how are you doing? Leilani is our moderator, and she's checking in from New York City. Let's go ahead and use the comment section to let me know where you are checking in from and where your name is if it doesn't already show. All right. Just mixing up my little drink right here. My Manello. Got a little ashwagandha, L-theanine, magnesium, glycinate, and vitamin D3. All things that I enjoy. I'm doing good, Leilani. I'm hustling backwards. I feel like I'm hustling backwards. I'm really I don't want to say struggling, because struggling is, well, maybe you can say struggling, but I would say I'm struggling with time blindness right now. I feel like struggle is too strong of a word for something that happens every single day. Like time blindness happens every single day, so it's not like it's oh, I'm behind on things. Like I'm perpetually behind. Like this is how I live. This is the way I live. The boy still pushing big wheels. It's all good. No worries. No worries. You have to know how to prioritize. And I missed the live stream yesterday, so I said no. We got to go live today. We're going back to back today and tomorrow. We're going back and back today and tomorrow. So these comments are making me laugh on TikTok. All right, so we have love from Houston. April's in the house as well. Oh, I put some water on my. Got some water on my trackpad, so now it's not working. Let's get this thing fixed. Without. Okay. Oh, that song gonna be stuck in your head. This is the way I live. The boy still pushing big wheel. All right. My goodness. You get a little bit of water in your trackpad and everything go all over the place. I'm not diagnosed, but I know I got the autism and beyond. Okay, well, you're in the right place. You're in the right place. Let me see. I'm asking people about where they're from on TikTok, and somebody says, how many girlfriends do you have? Where's the hot white woman? I have no idea what y'all talking about. Caleb says, the big question is how many girlfriends? I don't know what y'all talking about. April, I appreciate you. All right, guys, we're talking about 3 tips for raw dogging ADHD today. Speaking of ADHD, one thing that we tend to do, we make careless mistakes. I paper cut myself today. Look at this. I paper cut myself today. A grown man paper cutting himself. I don't know when the last time you've had a paper cut, but these things are very painful. A paper cut will bring a grown man to his knees. All right. Mickey Ficky. Luckily, I have band-aids at the house because I know I'm quite clumsy. All right. Let's see. Moving too fast. I know. I was just moving way too fast. Oh, Liz had a paper cut last week. Yeah, they are horrible. It's a humbling experience to experience a paper cut and to just see how it derails everything. My goodness. My goodness. For those people who are watching on TikTok, go ahead and answer some of the questions that we already know. Like Caleb asking, so are you married? I need my OGs on TikTok to go ahead and answer those questions, because y'all know. y'all know me. All right, so go ahead and answer those questions for me. And speaking of Little Rock, I am not in Little Rock, Sherry, but I will be in Little Rock, Arkansas next week, Saturday. Next week, Saturday, I am going to be doing stand-up comedy at the Nut House. That is the name of the comedy club. So it's not the Psych Hospital. Some people refer to the Psych Hospital as the Nut House. I don't refer to the Psych Hospital as the Nut House. I just refer to it as the Psych Hospital or work. I'm very comfortable in that environment, the psychiatric hospital. But no, we're going to be at the Nut House Comedy Club in North Little Rock, Arkansas next week, Saturday. So next Saturday, not this Saturday, but the week after that, we're going to be in North Little Rock, Arkansas. So that's what I have here in the title. And I just want to bring some attention to that. So we're going to be at the Nut House, North Little Rock, Arkansas. The time is 7:30 Central Time, Arkansas time. So I cannot wait to see those of y'all who are in Arkansas. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. My Ghanaian brother. Hey, Barry, thank you so much. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. Dre says, looking forward to your Virginia Beach show. Yes, I am looking forward to Virginia Beach as well. A lot of people don't know, but I started psychiatry in Williamsburg, Virginia, at the oldest psychiatric hospital in the United States, at Eastern State Hospital. I worked there for 16 months, and my TikTok and social media blew up, and I moved to LA and so on and so forth. But I get to return to my Virginia roots. So I'm looking forward to the Virginia show. Speaking of the Virginia shows, those are going to be September 30th. That's Virginia Beach. Then October 1st, which is going to be in Richmond, Virginia. So I'm looking forward to those shows. Yep. Dre, 757. 757. Yep. Chris is scheduled to get cognitive testing on August the 10th. Congratulations, Chris. Congrats. It helps to have that information about yourself. We have some Arkansas love in the house. We have some people checking in from Arkansas, people who want to know the 3 tips for Rawdogging ADHD. Come on through. 3 tips for Rawdogging ADHD. Rawdogging ADHD. Leah from Austin, Texas, I appreciate you. And you're so hot. I try my best to be hot. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm not sure when I'm coming to Raleigh, but I would love to come to Raleigh eventually. All right. Studios talk. Oh, guys, before I get into the 3 tips for Rawdogging ADHD, all right, because we're going to go over it. But before I get into that, let me give a big shout out to 2 cities. The city of Springfield, Massachusetts. We just had a comedy show this past Saturday night in Springfield, Massachusetts at the Royal Comedy Club. It was remarkable. So shout out to Springfield, Massachusetts. Y'all, it was such a good show. And then we had back-to-back great shows because the very next night we were in Beverly, Massachusetts at Off Cabot, and that was an amazing show. Amazing show and amazing shows in Springfield and in Beverly, Massachusetts. I had no idea what to expect in Massachusetts. I'm just happy that I came to Massachusetts when the weather was warm and people are coming out the house. 2 amazing shows. And of course, I already posted 1 clip from the Beverly show, but man, what an exciting time it was. So big shout out to the state of Massachusetts and to specifically 2 cities, Springfield and Beverly. And I know some people on TikTok were saying that they wish they knew about the Beverly show in advance. Apparently, I made a video promoting the show, and that video didn't hit a lot of people's timelines until after the show. So I'll do my best to be a bit more proactive about promoting these shows, all right? So, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm promoting the Arkansas show, and after that, we have 2 more shows in the month of August. 1 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana on August the 14th. Then August the 16th, we're going to be in Huntsville, Alabama. So that's that for this show. And Studios Talk, I feel like working in mental health, you know how to relate to people, make them laugh. Oh, for sure. When you've been at the psych hospital for over 10 years, you know how to relate to people. Over 10 years I've been at the psych hospital, so I know a thing or 2 or 3 or 3. Roll Tide. Roll Tides will always be welcome. All right. There's never a bad time for Roll Tide. We have love from Oregon. Okay, love from Oregon. All right, all right, all right. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so 3 tips for raw dog and ADHD. Before I get into the tips, or as I get into the tips, I just want to say that if you have the ability to treat your ADHD, it could be a transformative thing for your life. My life, I mean, I guess I was doing well before my ADHD diagnosis, but I was really working overtime. I was working way harder than everybody else. And when I got that diagnosis and the support, and I learned more about it, and I was no longer raw dogging, it made life a lot easier. And life is still hard. I ain't gonna lie, life is still hard. Time management, is still a struggle. So it's not like I've been treated for ADHD and life is easy now, but it does make things a bit more manageable. All right. But some people either can't get the help or they don't want to treat their ADHD. They don't want meds. They figured out a couple of workarounds. All right. So this is for my folks who are raw dogging ADHD. Right. So all my raw doggers, people like Mrs. Sylvia Cole, all my raw doggers, come to the front. Come to the front. All of my raw doggers. And I have 3 tips for raw dogging ADHD. All right. Let me get my 3 tips right here for raw dogging ADHD. All right. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. 3 tips for raw dogging ADHD. All right. I see my raw doggers here. I see my raw doggers. Okay. Number 1. All right. So number 1, you're going to have a body double present, in person or virtual. Okay. This is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do. And people like Sherry. Sherry is pregnant. So Sherry, thank you for sharing this. I appreciate that. When you are pregnant, this is an ideal time to get off of the medications. So theoretically, you can take meds while you're pregnant, but most people prefer to not take anything while pregnant. And that makes sense. So if you are pregnant, and you have ADHD, this is the live stream for you. It definitely is a live stream for you. All right. Number 1, have a body double present, in person or virtual. All right. So we need external cues, reminders about things when you have ADHD. So if you have a body double present, it will help you get things done. All right. It will help you get things done. So also, somebody dropped the magic word in the chat because I'm thirsty. I want to drink some of this, but we should all drink something together because I know y'all didn't drink enough water today, because I didn't drink enough water today. All right. But number 1, have a body double present, in person or virtually. So you can FaceTime somebody and they can be on the phone with you as you get things done, and you'll be surprised how efficient, how effective, how productive you can be. And the thing that is the best about the body doubling is that it keeps you accountable and it helps you get started on the actual task, which is a lot of, that's a lot of our problem. It's really just starting on the task. Like, if we can start on the thing, we'll be fine. But you wake up in the morning, you're like, I don't know what type of day today is going to be. And depending on the day and depending on what version of me shows up, I may get nothing done. So on those days, having some type of external accountability goes a long way. Cheers. Let's get some water in, y'all. Oh, Mexico. Never really been, but I sure like to go. Ooh, you ever have a beverage so good you just start singing, you just start feeling so good inside. That's how good I feel right now. Let's see. Ooh, made me feel so good. I'm dehydrated. All right. So body doubling. What if someone has someone to body double with, either in person or online? Rainey, I'm happy that you asked that question. I'm happy that you asked this question. This is maybe the best question that I'll get all night. This is the best question I'll get all night. So Rainey says, I'm somewhere where I'm not around family or friends, so I don't have anybody to body double with. What can I do? What you're gonna do is you're gonna listen to something online, like this live stream, or watch a podcast or something like that. Live streams are a little bit better than podcasts because, like right now, we're live. If you're watching this and it's 11:25 on the East Coast, 8:25 on the West Coast, then this live stream is like it's live right now. All right. When you're watching a live broadcast, it's happening in real time. So it's almost as if the host or the people in the comments are like right here with you. We're all engaged, to some degree on what I'm saying in the comments. So this is live. So Rainey, if you have to fold the clothes, do some laundry, get the dishes done, what you're going to do is you're going to listen to this live stream and do what you have to do while you are listening to the live stream. And this also reminds me, if you're watching this right now and you have something that you're delaying that you don't want to do it right now. Like right now. The dishes in the sink, the clothes have to be folded. Picking out your clothes for tomorrow so that way you don't run late for work. Meal prepping, getting the trash out, taking the dog on a walk. Technology has advanced to where we can do these things while listening to some type of programming on our phones. So right now, whatever you're postponing or the thing that you could be getting done, Rainey, do that right now. And that's a form of body doubling. That is a form of body doubling. And, there is a thin line, we have a clear line of demarcation between body doubling and mindless consumption of content. Because you can go down a rabbit hole where, you cut on something like this and you say, oh, I'm getting things done. And sometimes you can cut on a podcast or something from YouTube and you can listen to that thing instead of doing what you have to do. But I find that when things are live, like right now in the moment, it's a great time to get things done. All right. It's a great time to get things done. Great time to get things done. All right. And we'll do questions at the end of the live stream. But Caitlin says, was it hard to get your doctorate degree with ADHD? In the beginning, it was because I was raw dogging. But after I got medications, it made my journey a lot easier. It was still hard, it was still hard to get doctorate, but getting meds really helped. It really helped. Really helped. Brain says, thank you from Australia. You give me a way to get the body doubling experience I hadn't thought of. Yeah. And look, isn't that crazy how technology is? Isn't that crazy? The fact that, Rainey, you're in Australia and you're in tomorrow. Like, I'm not in tomorrow yet. I'm in, what's today's date? I'm in July 29th. I forgot today's date. It's July 29th for me right now. You're in July 30th. You're in tomorrow. And you're body doubling by watching somebody who's in yesterday. Isn't that crazy? You ever think about how cool technology is? That's pretty damn cool. That is pretty damn cool. So we can body double by using technology if you don't have an actual person to talk to, or if you don't have friends that can come over. All right. And if you have friends that come over and they're going to help you by body doubling, don't fall into the trap where they come over and y'all get distracted and you start doing something else. No, your friend came over to body double with you. So they should come over with their laptop as well. They should come over prepared to work. And y'all can work next to each other in tandem and get your work done. To get your work done, because we need to get our work done. All right. Gotta get the work done. And Rosie says, why does body doubling work? It works for ADHD because you have some type of external accountability. And it helps give you a better way to gauge time. If you have somebody sitting next to you working, you can see that this person has been writing, that this person has been making their schedule for the day. Then you're looking at the time, you see the time go by, then you can respect the time a little bit more. I don't think we respect our time. And look, for the hours of 4 or 5 p.m. to 9 or 10, those hours fly by. They like the hours outside of the work day, they fly by. And when you have ADHD and you struggle with transitions, you tend not to respect those hours because we're waiting until 11 o'clock so we can be on our phone. So another thing that you can do if you can't focus is you can go to bed early and see if you can focus between 5 a.m. to 7 or 8 a.m. because you probably respect those hours a bit more than 4 to 9 p.m. Like we goof off at the end of the day because we can, so we're gonna. Technology is only as cool as it's wielded. Good evening, Ghost. Good to see you. Good evening, Ghost. Good to see you. All right, so that's number one. The body doubling. Number two, this one's kind of silly, but it works for me. And it's kind of like a two-part tip. Number two, keep shoes on in the house and don't sit down. Keep shoes on in the house and don't sit down. So let's say you've come home after a long day of work and you have a couple of things to take care of, but you're fighting that impulse to cut on TV and to watch your favorite show. You want to watch Ted Lasso. You want to watch Netflix. You want to watch the sports game that's on. And you know that once you sit down, you get comfortable, it's a wrap. Sometimes we'll lie to ourselves and say, "Oh, I'll just watch like one show. I'll just watch one movie. I'll just watch a podcast." You sit down and it's a wrap. It's a wrap. All right. I would rather you be in the car. I'd rather you come home from a long day of work and then be in the car and hang out in the car for 40 minutes and decompress in the car. Like just take time to be in the car, take a deep breath, and just prepare yourself to go into the house. Prepare yourself to deal with the kids. Prepare yourself to deal with whatever you're going to encounter once you get into the house. All right. But go into the house in attack mode. You're like, all right, I got a meal prep for tomorrow. I may have to get a workout in. I may have to do a couple of things. I'm going to go into the house with momentum. So you come into the house, you keep your shoes on, or depending on where you work, if you need to switch your shoes, swap the shoes, put on some slides. Just don't be barefoot. Have your shoes on, and that's going to keep you in that mindset, that motive. Okay, we have things to do. Keep your shoes on and don't sit down. I'm so serious about this. Do not sit down. If you want to sit down, get the sitting down time in the car while you're already sat. Because once we've changed our state, it's very difficult to go back into a different state. And we work a lot off of momentum. So if you keep your shoes on, you have the momentum of, okay, I'm coming in the house. Like I'm ready to do things. I'm ready to organize. I'm ready to clean. I'm ready to meal prep. Like I'm ready to do what I said I was going to do. But the moment you take your shoes off, it's GG's. It's a wrap. It's GG's. What if your neurodivergent? Let me read this one first. What if you're also neurodivergent partner is triggered on by shoes in the house? Oh, well, you have to let them know that maybe you can compromise and have some slides. Right now, I got these slides on right now. This is what I have on in the house. So I don't have like Nikes but like I gotta have something on my feet. Nathan, what's going on? I keep my uniform on after work and do stuff around the house, or I'll go straight to the couch. This can also help keeping your uniform on. Now, people who work at the hospital, you may not want to keep your uniform on. It depends, but you just want to birth control slides. Why are you calling birth control slides? That's funny. But yeah, keeping your uniform on, it keeps you in that go mode. Because there's something about coming inside the house that makes you be like, man, I don't want to do anything. Like taking a shower. Oh, now taking a shower is actually a powerful way to change your state. Sometimes when I catch myself being too lazy and it's hard for me to get up, I'll take a shower. And the shower I'm in a whole different, a shower, it resets me. It's a nervous system reset. Took me a nice shower, listen to some music, nice 15, 20-minute shower. put my lotion on. All right, now like I'm ready to like go into the next mode of the day. So, keep your shoes on, keep your clothes on, keep everything on until you decide to take a shower. All right, do that. I call that the barrier to outside. Having your keys in your pocket in the pants, it helps if you can't stand. Yeah, and look, a lot of people are anti shoes in the house, and I get that. I get that. Like, like we have a way that we do things. The moment you come inside the house, you take your shoes off. I get that. I get that. But maybe, perhaps, you can buy shoes that are just for the house that you never take outside. I think that that's worth the purchase. I really do. Buying shoes that are just for the house. You can go to Walmart and get you, you can go to Walmart, get you a nice pair of shoes, like a nice pair, probably only like $12, you know, maybe not the most comfortable shoe. It's not something expensive. I wouldn't spend, a lot of money on an inside shoe unless you're a big shoe person. But go to Walmart, get you something like 11, $12, the non-name brand shoes that like it has nothing on it. It's like white and black, like the basic Walmart shoes. Get you a pair and only wear them inside the house. You want to make this as easy as possible for you. In fact, if you get you some Velcro shoes, even better. Velcro shoes that will never leave the house. Straight like that. Straight like that. Velcro shoes. We're going to make things easy for ourselves. Easy is good. Marie says grippy socks. We don't want the grippy socks in the hospital, but if that works, it works. House slippers. I got some free when I ordered a filter baby filter. What's a filter baby filter? I don't know what that is. Cold baths are great too. Cold baths can help. Cold baths can help. Can I swap the shoes for another item like a hat? Yeah. Look. If it works for you, it works for you. If you have to adjust these to help you get things done, adjust as necessary, right? So adjust as necessary. And Amy, I appreciate you. I hope to see you in Australia one day too. I really do hope to see you in Australia. Like I would love to come out there. I would love to come out there. Thought about ADHD tricks earlier today. Came up with one called "Next Three Things You Mentally Name and Do the Next Three Things, even if it's trivial, to go towards task completion." Oh, okay. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Because when you have ADHD, next is very difficult. Like the very next thing is very difficult. Sometimes you never get to that next thing, depending on what you were doing previously. All right. Now, number three. Use timers and have visual cues around, like whiteboards. Use timers and have visual cues around like whiteboards. I have this right here. I have two whiteboards that I keep around the house, and I write notes to myself, or I'll write notes to the housekeeper. This is what I currently have on my whiteboard right now. So y'all can't see this because, like, when I show y'all this, it inverts it. So this is it doesn't make any sense to you, right? It makes no sense to you. Actually, hold on. Let me see. On TikTok. Oh, actually, never mind. It's inverted to me, but I'm looking at the live playback. Y'all can see this properly. So I have to look through the phone to see what this is saying. All right, all right, I can look here too. The only laundry that needs to be done are the sheets on the bed. Everything else on the bed is clean. So this is me. This is me communicating with the housekeepers. I write them a little note before they come over, and I just say, "Hey, like everything on the bed is clean. Like I've already done the laundry, but the sheets on the bed, if you can just wash the sheets, put the new sheets on, and then put the ones that were dirty that became clean, fold them somewhere." But this is how I communicate with the housekeepers. And I'll also communicate with myself, and I'll tell myself a couple of things, and I'll just write it here. Like, Kojo, get this done, get that done, or like maybe a small motivational note to myself. But having visual cues and using timers is very helpful because we are not the best at keeping time. Timekeepers, nah, that's not who we are. We're not the best at keeping time. So you have to remember that time exists. But you have to first know that you're not the best at managing your time. I think it takes a very brave person to say, hey, I'm not the best at managing my own time. I need visual cues. I need reminders. And the funny thing about this is that even though we need reminders, we can get frustrated when somebody reminds us of what we were supposed to do because now you feel like the person is telling you what to do. So it's a double-edged sword because we want our autonomy and we hate being told to do certain things. But at the same time, it's like, hey, that reminder was very helpful because I completely forgot that I had to do this today. And today was a deadline. So you saved me by reminding me. At the same time, don't tell me what to do. Like my brain will figure it out. Funny how that works. I'm glad you showed the note. It wasn't, yeah, just a reminder. Just a reminder. I have trouble with time for sure. I also can't keep up with what day it is. Look, it's hard to do that. There's been multiple times where I'll ask a patient, because when you're doing a evaluation on a patient, you have to ask them about, you have to ask them whether they know like what the time is, what the date is, why they're at the hospital, who the president is. So sometimes I'll ask a patient like, "What's today's date?" and they'll say it, and I'm like, "That's wrong." And then I check my phone or I talk to somebody else. I'm like, "Oh, actually, I'm wrong. You're right. I'm wrong. I had no idea what today's date was myself." So we do lose track of time all the time, all the time. April says, my friend lied to me before about a party, told me it started at 1, but it didn't start till 2 because she knows how bad I am with time. Told her, thank you, I needed that. Oh, this is a great tip right here. So love it to show to your friend. Love it to show to your friend. And we appreciate this. I appreciate this. I have friends who still do this for me to this day. They'll tell me the wrong time. And then I'll show up like, 20, 30 minutes late, but I'm actually 30 minutes early. And I appreciate it because if you tell me to come at 2, like if it's a birthday party, like if it's like, it depends on what it is. If it's a birthday party that starts at 2:00, people come late. So I'll show up like 2:40. You never want to be the first one there. So I show up at 2:40, 2:38, something like that. But the party really started at 3. Or the party's supposed to start at 3. So if I show up 14 minutes early, that's better than me being 3 hours late, which could easily happen. Know myself. That could easily happen. The president of the oh yeah. Rihanna, we have fun over here. My husband sets the clocks 30 minutes ahead of time, so we're on late. This is also another great tip. My alarm clock it's not 30 minutes ahead of time, but it's a good 10 minutes ahead of time. And I love it because it tricks me into getting up. Because how many of us wake up without being in a panic? How many of us have calm mornings? Think about it. How many of us have calm mornings where we wake up, then we're able to make breakfast, we're able to go outside and think, and we meditate, we look outside, we watch the birds. That's not an ADHD morning. An ADHD morning is waking up after hitting the snooze button for the past 35, 40 minutes. You're waking up in a panic. You're trying to take a shower quickly and get out the house. Sometimes you have to skip a shower because you just woke up way too late. You're trying to grab yourself breakfast, trying to make some coffee, or you're trying to DoorDash something, or you make a stop somewhere. You're moving at a rapid pace because you woke up late. So we have mornings where we panic. We don't really have slow and calm and peaceful mornings, but those are the mornings where you get to think. You get to sit there with your thoughts, and you get to plan your day out. And life is to be enjoyed. I know we lose track of that, but life is supposed to be enjoyed. You're supposed to enjoy life and relax. Take your time. Take your time with things. And I feel very hypocritical because I've had a couple of slow mornings, but by and large, my mornings are hectic, and I'm rushing to get out the door because I woke up late and I thought I was gonna wake up, or I just hit the snooze button, you know, 11 times too many, 11 times too many. It helps to have an activity that gets you up in the morning. So if you have to be to yoga in the morning and they hate it when you show up late once or twice. After a while, you know that the girls of yoga are going to be pretty pissed, or the yoga instructor is going to make a comment. So you learn to get there early. And by you aiming to get there early, you get there on time. That's how we do things. And WJ says, how do we trick ourselves to having those mornings? By doing what, let me click that comment again. Let me find that comment. I may not be able to find it. Oh, right here. Sherry says her husband sets the clock 30 minutes ahead of time so they're not late. This is a great way to trick yourself into showing up to places on time. You have to trick yourself. And it's fine. Like, you're a fully grown human being. You're an adult. But yes, you got to trick yourself. Our microwave is 7 minutes and oven clock is 5. Good. You want to keep yourself on your toes. You need to throw yourself off. Throw yourself off. Patrick, see you in Little Rock next week, Saturday. I'll see y'all at the Nut House. Those of y'all who are in North Little Rock or in the Arkansas area. I feel like I'm not. Oh, yes, it does. It does. Yeah. But in the morning, as you are trying to get out of bed, nothing feels better than that extra 30 minutes of sleep. Nothing feels better. Nothing feels better. Not money, not video games, not getting high, not getting drunk, not sex, not gambling. Nothing feels better than getting extra sleep when you're really tired. So it also helps to go to bed at a decent time, so that way you're not extremely tired in the morning, because that could be why you keep hitting the snooze button, because you're actually gassed out. But not being rushed in the morning. Whew, it's a top tier feeling. I don't have that feeling often. I have it more now than more than I've ever had it, because I'm gotten better with that. But just not being rushed in the morning, it feels so good. Spring forward and fall back also throws us off. Yeah, it does. It does. It does. It does. It does. But at the same time, regardless of the time falling back or jumping ahead, you would probably be in the bed until like the very last second that you don't have to be in bed, because this is kind of how we do things. Andrea says, staying up too late talking to Cody. Yeah. It's 11. It's almost midnight on the East Coast. So if you're all late for work because you're on this live stream, I do apologize. Jasmine on TikTok, happy to see you. And Kiki says, of course, I will see this the day I forget to turn on my alarms. All good. And WJ says, there's no way neurotypicals don't go through this. Look, neurotypicals deal with, there's a lot of overlap between neurodivergence and neurotypicals. I'm sure that the average person will struggle to get up out of bed in the morning. So yeah, I think it's just hard in general. But is the average person staying up till 2:47 a.m. scrolling on TikTok because they have a hard time going to sleep? Maybe a bit more now than ever before in the past, because of how addicting social media is. But for us, it's very difficult to wind down, and it's difficult to start up. If you, as a neurodivergent, can figure out how to end your day and how to start your day, and you can do this with some regularity and some consistency. I'm not saying consistent every single day. I'm not saying that. If you can do this with some regularity and some consistency, your life will change. And this is without medication. This is for my raw doggers out there. This is for my raw doggers. Also for my boys and girls who are medicated, but this is for my raw doggers, my people who are truly raw dogging this tough condition. If you can figure out how to end the day and how to start the day, your life will change. And once I figure it out, I'm gonna let y'all know. But I'm still in the process of figuring it out because I'm still neurodivergent. At the end of the day, like I, I'm in the same boat with y'all. I'm in the same boat with y'all. It's hard. How do you go to bed early when you feel desperate for slower time? It's hard. You have to start preparing early. And also when you look into sleep and how people sleep and the different tips and strategies and tricks that some people use, you won't feel as bad. A lot of professional athletes like Shohei Ohtani from the Dodgers, he talks about getting 10 hours of sleep a night. Erling Haaland from Norway talks about getting 8, 9 hours of sleep a night. He talks about wearing these blue glasses like 3 hours before bed. 3 hours before bed. Think about that. People are preparing for sleep 3 hours before bed. 3 hours before bed. So right now it's 11:51 on the East Coast. Some of y'all haven't prepared for sleep yet. There was somebody at 6 p.m. today who was preparing for sleep and they went to bed at 9:30. So we may have to begin the preparation much earlier so that way we can wind down. We can wind down. The sun doesn't go down at 2:47 a.m. And also, look, this can be challenging for you depending on where you live. I spent a couple of months in Alaska last year, and in the summertime in Alaska, the sun comes up at 3, 4 a.m. sometimes. So it can be 4, 10 a.m. and it's fully bright outside, and that will throw you off. That will throw you off. So depending on where you live, it can be a challenge to to get to bed and to stay asleep. So this live stream is a part of my one routine. I like that. I like that. I like that. Neurospicy and Nerdy on TikTok says, I try to remember to take nighttime medicine by 9:30 p.m. It's 11:51 and I still need to take it. It can be helpful to put alarms on your phone for taking your meds because you'll forget that you're going through the motions, like you're living your life. So having an alarm on that says, hey, take my meds at 9 p.m. It might get you in bed by 11 o'clock. Just remember, and bonus tip for Rawdogging ADHD. This is a bonus one. Honorable mention, I just thought of it. Assume that you have less time than you think. Just always do that. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care where you're at. I don't care how much you've done something before in the past. And, you may have done something before in the past and you know that it only takes this amount of time and you can get it done quickly, regardless of what you're doing or what you're planning to do or where you're headed. Just assume that whatever you're trying to accomplish will take more time than you think. If it's a big goal that you want to do, just assume that it'll take more time than you think. Getting ready, from the time you hit the shower to the time you get in the car and drive to work, assume that will take longer than it actually takes. Just assume that, because that way you can be surprised that you have time left over as opposed to being disappointed that you ran out of time. So just assume that you have less time than you think. We like to overestimate how much time we have. No, assume that you have less time, especially if you have ADHD. Please, 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 please assume you have less time. Lathan user says, I'm tired of my brain. It feels like it runs at a speed of 150 kilometers per hour. 150 kilometers per hour is like 200 miles per hour. So you got you a quick brain right there. A quick brain. Site for oodles. Oodies. Oodies. You know what they say about assume. Right. You make an ass out of you and me. That's funny. That's funny. This live stream is basically a chance to be socially available. Ooh, Andrea, send some love to you. And thank God for the internet. We get a chance to be social. with the capacity that we do have. Yep, time balance is real. You forget to include the travel time. A lot of us really struggle with that. All right, so okay, let me see how much time I got. Oh, let's do Q&A for like 5 minutes. Let's do Q&A for 5 minutes, and then while y'all are booting up the questions, let me read out the upcoming comedy show dates. So you have it here. All right, the upcoming comedy show dates. What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? What do we have? We have next week, Saturday, in North Little Rock, Arkansas, Dr. Kojo at the Nut House, August the 8th. It's a Saturday, 7:30 p.m. The following week, we have August the 14th, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. August the 16th, Huntsville, Alabama. September 11th, Detroit, Michigan. September 17th, Chandler, Arizona, or Phoenix. September 23rd, Cleveland, Ohio. September 24th, Columbus, Ohio, which that Columbus show is the fastest selling show at the moment. So I don't know what's happening in Columbus, but I like it. I like whatever is happening in Columbus, Ohio. September 30th, Virginia Beach, Virginia. October 1st, Richmond, Virginia. December 3rd, San Diego, California. And October 18th, Seattle, Washington. We're looking to get those ticket links for Seattle up. So we're running a little bit behind on that, but we're looking to get that up. Annie's mom missed me in Beverly, Massachusetts. Annie's mom, you just missed me in Beverly. It was such a good show. And Jasmine, sometimes people have tickets and they can't come into the show. So it was a good show, but I hope to come back to Beverly, especially that comedy club. That venue was amazing. And that room felt intimate. It felt like a live stream. In Beverly, Massachusetts. It was such an intimate. I love those intimate rooms. Like I can feel the energy. It felt so good. Saw you in Springfield, and I live in Columbus. Thank you for coming to the show in Springfield. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to the show in Springfield. I had a great time in Springfield. Maybe I lost a little bit too much money playing blackjack. But nevertheless, the comedy show lifted my spirits. We had a good time. Questions on TikTok. Are you married? Somebody asked that question. Twice. Yeah, I have a couple of wives. Nothing too crazy though. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, it's called the Nut House. What's the tea on the cabinet? Oh, it's been fixed. It's been fixed by a handyman from Jacksonville. Chris, I appreciate you too. Thank you. Yeah, the show in Beverly was great. It was awesome. And Annie's mom says my sister has done open mic there several times. Oh, it's a great venue. I mean, Off Cabot in Beverly, Massachusetts, great venue. And I know it's a random location, especially with Boston being so close. People are like, Beverly, Massachusetts, that's such a random place to go do comedy. But it was a great place to do comedy. Great spot. Great spot. Let me see. 99 and 1 is laughing. Did she cheat? To be determined. Christina says, I feel so lost. They just put me on lithium. What's the point? Christina, sending a lot of love to you. Hopefully, looks like you're working out your medications with your psych. Keep your head up. Keep that hope. And I hope that things will get better. I hope things will get better for you. And the Nut House, it is like the jokes write themselves. Such a fitting name. When I first saw it, I was like, they call this place the Nut House in Little Rock, Arkansas. So that fits the theme. It fits the theme, the Nut House. I love it. The Nut House. All right, guys. Damn, time is flying by. I have a meeting with the team, so we gotta hop on this meeting and prepare for the Nut House and prepare for Arkansas. So I gotta hop off of this live stream. But before that, let me talk about this question right here. Let me squeeze in one more question. Look at me going overtime. But MTX, how do you feel dealing like there aren't enough hours in the day? So I'll just go ahead and let you know there are not enough hours in the day. Like whatever you're feeling is valid. We don't have as much time as we think we have. So the key is to prioritize and to figure out what do I have to do that if I don't do this thing is going to result in a bad outcome for me, and what am I doing right now that I don't have to do that I can drop to give me more time to do things that I know I should be doing. So you have to prioritize. We don't have enough time to do everything that we want to do, but what do we have to do? Okay. And after you figure out what you have to do, it'll also be helpful to figure out what you can also do for fun. Because you can't just live this regimented life where you have to like follow the book and you have no fun for yourself. I mean, if you do that, what's coming next is a depressive episode. When every day feels like it's the same, there's no, you know, it mixes up with anything, and it just feels monotonous. And you're not going out, you're not connecting with people, you're isolating, you're just like go to work, doing the minimum, and coming back, and every day is the same. Oh, give yourself a good 2 to 3 weeks. A depressive episode is coming for you. Depression is coming for you. And it's gonna make you feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel and that you're stuck in the life that you're living, which is not true. It's not true. But we have to prioritize because we do not have enough hours in a day. We just don't. We don't. You don't have enough hours in a day. So you have to figure out what are the key things that I need to do. And I'm okay with the rest just falling back. You can do a lot in the span of a week. And you can do even more in the span of a month. But trying to get those things done in a day, nah. It'll be hard. It'll be hard. So prioritize, and sleep is a priority. Molly, good to see you. Sleep is a priority. So I know you think you can cut sleep to get some things in. I would not recommend that. And that's not just me talking from the perspective of Dr. Coder. That's me talking as somebody who has tried to cut out sleep to be more productive, and it was never a good idea. A bad idea. So do not try and cut out sleep. Like you need sleep. And at a minimum, if you can, at a minimum, aim for 6. And I know that's a lot for some of us. At a minimum, aim for 6. Aim for 6. 7 is even better. Now, if you can get 8 or 9, yeah, great. If you can get 8 or 9, sure. But if you can get at least 7 hours, if you can get 7 hours nightly, you're doing great. Get you a nice little 7 hours. And Christina's saying, I need 8. Look, guys and girls, there's people who need 8 and 9, and sometimes even 10 hours. Yes. But for those people who can't seem to get past 6 hours of sleep, it's 5, 6, 4, 8, 5, 4, 8, 8, 8, 2, 2. For those folks, if you can get 7 hours consistently, you're doing a great job. And the relationship with Jesus keeps me happy. Shout out to that, Mac. 6 is my best. That's what Bunny says. Okay. So, yeah. All right. Okay. I'm 3 minutes behind for this meeting. All right, guys. I got to head out, but we will be back on live stream tomorrow because tomorrow is Thursday. So we'll be back on live stream tomorrow. Until then, y'all take care. Let's do our best to get some sleep tonight. All right. This is a challenge to both of us. We are on the clock. We are on the clock. The same way that when you're watching the NFL draft, they have teams that make a pick and the next team is on the clock. All right. We are on the clock. We have to figure out how to get some sleep. So let's answer the call. Let's get a little bit of sleep tonight. Just a little bit of sleep tonight. Whatever you can get. Tomorrow we'll do better and try and get some more sleep. All right. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. And we'll go live with the regularly scheduled time. We'll be on time tomorrow. So until then, peace, take care. Love y'all.